Tom, I can hear them now, the caterwauling from the open borders crowd saying, how dare you try to weaponize a prosecutorial arm of our government to go after local officials doing their local business. And you say?
Well, remember, just a couple weeks ago, AOC went on social media saying if we put a finger on any of her co-workers, the Congress people that were at our Newark facility, there'd be consequences. Well, guess what? We did it. I've said from day one, you can not cooperate with ICE if that's what you want to do, but you can't get in our way and you can't impede our efforts, or you cross that line, we'll seek prosecution.
The Democrats like to pretend that they're all about law and order and due process, but what they really stand for is defund the police, abolishing ICE, no cash bail, wide open borders, and of course, keeping criminal illegal aliens in this country. So we're going to see today, of course, is this being exposed in the House of Representatives by Jim Jordan? But before we get to these clips, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we break through the algorithms. Here we go.
You're talking about arresting members of Congress? These masked agents are running around acting this way? This is not okay. This shouldn't be about politics. We all should be on the same side saying we will not stand for this type of activity, but instead, they want to pretend like it's members of Congress that are the thugs. It's members of Congress that are the ones that are stoking this kind of violence. Let me tell you what those members of Congress were doing. They were trying to make sure that there would not be another mother that would lose her life in ICE custody as it was Mother's Day weekend. They decided that they just wanted to make sure that people were safe because that is who we are supposed to be in this country. And honestly, for anybody that considers themselves to be a Christian, they should care about treating people in a humane way. And they should also care about due process. Everyone in this country under our Constitution is due process. With that, I will yield.
Ranking member yields back. With that, I'll now recognize the chairman of the full committee, the whole committee, Chairman Jim Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's be clear. Republicans have been consistent. We've condemned violence every time it happened, whether it was last week in New Jersey, whether it was January 6th, whether it was the summer of 2020. Every single time we said if there's violence, it's wrong. Been nice if the other side had done the same thing. Summer 2020, holy cow. Police being attacked all over the place. What are they doing? Raising money to bail out the bad guys while they're talking about defunding the police. So don't give me this that somehow we're being inconsistent. We have condemned it every single time. 4 years and 4 months ago today, January 20th, 2021, Joe Biden made 3 decisions that created this mess in our country that we've had to deal with. He said, we're no longer going to build a wall. We're no longer going to have remain in Mexico. And when you get here, you will not be detained. You will be released. Guess what? Everybody came. Go figure. 8 million people came into the country. 6 million people were released. Thank goodness for President Trump and his administration. Elected on this issue. And already his administration has deported over 135,000 criminal illegal aliens. CFPB and Coast Guard have seized 232,000 pounds of drugs at our southern border, and the FBI has arrested suspected MS-13 gang members, including high-ranking members in New York and Virginia. That's what enforcing our immigration laws looks like. That's what the president campaigned on. He's doing exactly what he said. And it all happened without any help from the other side. Rather than seeking to protect the people they represent, they're fighting for criminal illegal aliens to stay in this country. Now think about this too. First, it was sanctuary cities, local officials saying, we're not going to help ICE enforce federal law. Even when they get a detainer, they let them out of the jail when they're trying to come apprehend them. People have been in there. We had the situation in Denver where the illegal alien was in for auto theft, charged with auto theft, aggravated assault, and they said, we're not going to release him to ICE. ICE had sent a detainer saying, give us 48 hours, heads up. They gave him 40 minutes. They had to arrest the guy in the parking lot, and an ICE agent gets injured. They had to tase. It was bad for the migrant, bad for the law enforcement, and dangerous to the public. But that's what left-wing policies do. Sanctuary cities, then it was sanctuary states, whole states, sanctuary states, and saying we're not going to work with federal law enforcement. Then it was judges letting the bad guy out the back door while the good guys are coming in the front door to arrest him. And now we find out it could even be members of Congress. That's what we saw at Delaney Hall a couple weeks ago. It wasn't congressional oversight. ICE has an important job to do, and God bless the men and women who serve in ICE. They got a tough job. I know we got some here, been there. They got a hard job, and agitators who obstruct them from doing that part of their job are part of the problem. So I'm going to thank our witnesses for being here today. I want to thank the chairman for his good work in this subcommittee and on this issue in particular. And I yield back.
Man, Jim Jordan is on fire. I wish he was the Speaker of the House right now, because obviously what we're talking about here is LaMonica McIver, right? The Dem rep out of New Jersey, who's basically been charged with a felony obstruction when she went and protested in front of the ICE facility. All right. And Jasmine Crockett is very upset because now, of course, this is all a witch hunt. This is all political persecution by this Trump administration, even though for the last 4 years, the Democrats have been chanting that no one is above the law, right? But when it comes to their own party, stop it, please. So the exact same people that let rioters and looters run rampant in their cities, the exact same people who opened the borders and allowed in criminal, thug, illegal aliens into this country, they're the ones out there now wringing their hands saying, please stop, all right? This has gone way too far. We have to, of course, have a better political discourse in the country. And we're like, no, you're breaking the law, you're going to get prosecuted. But of course, the Democrats always talk out of both sides of their mouths, because when they had the opportunity in Martha's Vineyard to really stand up and say, hey, we actually believe what we're saying, they said no. All those illegal immigrants that were shipped up there from Texas and Florida, guess what happened? They were gone within the day. All right? The Democrats are not going to stand for this lawlessness, this craziness happening in their own town, in their own high price income neighborhoods. Instead, they're going to pawn it off onto the people, onto the American citizens, which of course is what they always do, but they will ignore the worst possible behavior if it falls in line with their political agenda. Even so much, of course, that they're taking flights down to South America to visit criminals that have been deported from this country. They do not care. And right now, of course, you have activist judges and Democrats saying that Donald Trump cannot deport violent, criminal, illegal aliens. All right? That's just the wrong thing to do. These people need their own due process, even though they've already had their due process in our courts of law. How do you think those deportation orders came about in the first place? And I love the way Jim Jordan throws all of this back in their faces, because it's the Democrats themselves, in their own words, their own statements over the last 8 years, that have told us exactly what they really think about law and order. And therefore, they've given us all the ammunition we need to defeat them at the polls. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and say hi to your mom for me. Do you like t-shirts? Of course you do. And now you can support the channel by buying an Angry Teacher t-shirt designed by me, Angry Teacher. So if you like America, if you like freedom, if you like liberty, then go ahead and click the link in the description, where all designs, of course, are 100% mother approved. So enjoy yourself and find something you like today.